What's up everyone, welcome back. Today we're playing Imoti, Celebrant of Bounty in Historic Brawl. I'm sure you all know what this commander does, but I'll go over it anyway. 5 mana Simic commander, 3/1 Naga Druid. It has Cascade, and then it gives all of our spells with mana value 6 or greater Cascade. So the main strategy of the deck is ramp out in the early game, get to 5 mana, play Imoti, then play all of our 6 mana and above spells. The deck is 99% creatures and creature support, like Garruk Uprising, so we draw a card when we play a creature with power 4 or greater. It also gives them trample. Tribute to the World Tree, same kind of effect. Up the Beanstalk, similar kind of effect, just with cards with mana value 5 or greater. Toski, we get, draw cards based on combat damage. Radagast is a creature itself, but it also puts creatures in our hand when we play creatures. So anyway, the whole deck is essentially creatures, and then the creatures themselves have powerful ETBs. I built this deck before, and I had a bunch of like big blue spells in that did like, draw 7 cards and things like that, but those effects didn't really, they didn't win games, because with this deck you really want to like have a big board. That's kind of like, that's how you win with this deck. Like, yes, the Cascade is great, but like cascading into things that don't affect the board aren't very good. So you really want to like slam down like Kiora, Best the Sea God, which creates a creature, but then also does a bunch of other broken stuff. Extra turn spells are good. These are kind of the one exception, because if you play these, you cascade into other creatures and stuff, and then you get to take an extra turn, then you get to do it all over again. So there's Time Warp and A-Alrund's Epiphany. River's Rebuke is another exception because it does affect the board. It returns all their non-land permanents to their hand, so that obviously is a huge swing in our favor, as well as cascading into something else. So yeah, essentially Simic good stuff with, little twist on top, but it's essentially Simic good stuff, creature tribal. So let's get in the queue, see if we can get some wins. If you like this kind of content, subscribe, it'd mean a lot to me. Trying to grow the channel. Really appreciate your help in doing that. This is a quote-unquote hell queue commander, so we're going to face all the other most powerful commanders in the format. So you're looking at like Prismatic Bridge. What else is powerful now? Rusko, Golos, those types of decks. Kenrith. Let's see who we get first. Simona and Dina. Okay. This is, I have to remember, I know it's a Sultai commander. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, target opponent lose life and gain 2 life. Sacrifice another creature, draw a card. You may put a land card from your hand. So it's like draw and ramp in one card. And then if you control 8 or more lands, you get to repeat the process. So anyway, I mean, it doesn't really change what we're trying to do. This deck is kind of a linear deck. We're just trying to ramp out and do our explosive thing. So we have 3 lands, and we have ramp. We have a counter spell too. This is a fun counter spell because it's also a fight spell, and a way to double our commanders. So I think this is a keepable hand. Is this a... No, it's untapped if we have 2 or more other lands. So we'll play you. We'll play you next turn. This guy the turn after that. And then we'll be at 5 mana, I think. Oh, that's good too. Let's play the creature. They may have removal, but if they spend their turn on the removal, that's fine. They're shocking it in to... Okay, so they're going to ramp too. I think we play Stomper. Lands are better than treasures. We can go get... I guess we'll get another blue source, because we have 3 green sources. There are some triple blue effects in the deck, so might as well have the mana for those if we need it. We can Imoti next turn, depending on if Florian survives. They're gonna Growth Spiral. Okay, so we should be clear to cast Imoti. Oh. Well, they might hold up blue, so we'll see. They're gonna hold up blue. Okay, so what do we do? Maybe we just ramp ourselves. And if they want to counter this, we'll just let them do it. We have this up as well. Yeah, no attacks. This is a creature spell, so we can't do that. Resolve. But we can have our creature fight it at instant speed. Now they can counter this, but then that's their turn. So that's why we want to do this now. Okay. So that's their turn. Sure. I think that lets us cast Stop Giant, which is great. We'll go get a forest. No attacks. We're gonna Frogify my commander. Or we can make a copy of it. They're gonna kill their own Murderous Rider to draw some cards. Okay, that's decent. First, we will attack all. Okay. One, two, three, four. Yeah. I think we just create a copy of Imoti. End turn. Do you have a Frogify for that too? Beast, resolve. Pass. No blocks. My turn. Okay. So we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left over. Perfect. So again, Cascade is a cast trigger, so we get it no matter what. So if they have a counter spell, they get to choose what they want to counter of these two. Okay, so don't want the Ghalta. I don't blame them. However, this is a very good card for us. I think we play this. Pumps our creatures, gives us extra card draw. Now we're really starting. So we'll attack with you. We'll attack with you. Would you like to take 6? They would. Now if they have planeswalkers, they are shut down. I don't know if this deck has planeswalkers. Okay, they have Glissa, that's really good. Funny little thing, we can Glasspool Mimic the copy and have 3 emotes, which would be really fun. Yeah, I think that's an easy trade. What does your last card do? Or are you going to sack the questing beast? You're going to sack... Okay, you're going to Malika Rebirth the questing beast. Pretty good draw. Ooh. Oh, we could Cyclonic Rift them. And Cascade. Hold on, do we have enough to do both? Glasspool Mimic and that? So this is 7. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yes, we do, right? Oh yeah. I guess this didn't matter, but... GG. Wait, why didn't that... Hold on. Why didn't that trigger... I guess Overload doesn't count as a casting cost? Interesting. It's still a very powerful effect, so I think I'm going to keep it in the deck. But that is good to know that it doesn't trigger Cascade, because it's like Kicker. Okay, alright. Makes sense. We still won, though. I was hoping we would get double Cascade, but, you know, a win's good enough. This is your between-game intermission reminder to subscribe. A lot of you are watching me routinely and not subscribing, so if you're that person, hit that subscribe button. Help a brother out. You subscribe, I can make more content. We can both win. Playing a Rakdos deck. What is this? At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a 2/1 red elemental creature token with trample and haste. Sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. Search your library for a card. Put it into your hand and shuffle active element if you have 5 or more creatures died this turn. Interesting. I have never seen this card before, and I don't know how this deck is going to work, but I imagine it has a lot of creatures in order to get the tutor effect, right? Okay, so our hand. We have 2 lands, no, 3 lands, and ramp, and lots of ramp, so we'll keep, and time warp. What would be great is if we drew any kind of 1 or 2 mana ramp. We don't, but we do draw a land, which isn't bad. We don't have a basic, so let's play this first. Let's do exile creature you control, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, activate as sorcery. Okay. Sure. Let's get this down. We don't need to bolt ourselves. We don't have a play to make. Okay, Commander comes down. 2/1. What does it say? Beginning of your combat. Okay, so they're gonna get that no matter what. Let's do Jewel Thief. Create a treasure, have a 3/3 Vigilant Trampler. mean, it's Rakdos, so they could have removal. But let's make them use it. Okay. I guess this thing has to attack? Is that what it is? Okay. So, let's just play Imoti, right? I mean, is there any reason to not play Imoti? We could just keep ramping. We can shock this in and play Imoti. That's what we're doing. Yep, that's a good one to hit. Do I attack them? I think so. They can kill it if they want. It really sets them back. It's a vigilant creature too, so if they don't block it like they just did, then we still have a blocker. They're going to gain control. What is this, until end of turn? Okay, that's fine. Why would you attack with this? That doesn't make any sense. Yep. So they're gonna exile my Yorvo? Gotcha, I see what the plan was. Okay. This in this order so we can play Florahedron as well. Wait, hold on. Just make sure we got, yeah, let's just do a forest. We have enough blue. No attacks. Hopefully they don't have removal or more of these effects, because that would be a bummer. They have 2 cards. Okay. Sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, huh? Do they have Lightning Bolt as their last card? That is the question. We can kill this, but then they just get it back. 5, 6. Opponent is annoyed that I'm making a decision. Typical aggro player. This has tramples. There's no point in blocking it. We'll just make them have it. We'll make them have the lightning bolt. If they have the lightning bolt, then GG, you know? Take action. Now they're empty-handed, so if we can... Oh, that gains us life. If we can turn this around, we're gonna be fine. Do we have... We don't have a land. We can play this giant 6/6. And that basically does it, right? We can gum up the whole board. We can also time warp, right? But we don't... Yeah. So we can play the Prosperous Innkeeper, make a treasure. We can... This would really gum up the board too. We can time warp. I'll attack. The opponent is sleeping. Okay. This would give us 3 creatures, which would give us 3 more life. Or we can Imoti and hit something. I think this is the play, because we want to go wide. No reason to not attack with this one. Let's see what you got. Okay, that's a great card. But we can block it. They're going to sacrifice their land to draw a card. Sounds good to me. You're tapped out. They're going to attack all? Okay. Alright. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. Okay. Well, I think this is where we turn the game around. We can attack with you. That works. We'll just keep hitting them. We need blocks for the Forge. I can't think of any removal or board wipe in Rakdos that wouldn't also wreck their board. Like you got Languish and Ritual of Soot. What does this do? Alter Dementia. Okay. So they're going to try to mill me out. Same thing as last time. Okay. Nice. Oh, so you want to mill me out, huh? It's gonna take them a long time to mill me out, so I ain't worried about that. Yeah, feel free to sack your whole board to try to mill me out. Okay. 1, 2. So for 2 mana, what are they gonna grab? A removal spell? I mean, they should get blood on the snow. That's really what they should get. Because they have the Forge. They're either going to get a spell they can cast this turn, which can only target one thing, or they're going to get board wipe, or they're just going to scoop. You almost did it, opponent. You almost did it. But not quite. Don't forget to subscribe. between game intermission reminder to subscribe. So, as I was explaining in the intro, I think Imoti, I mean, there's so many different cards you can put in this deck, which is what makes it fun. But I think it operates at its highest level if every creature or permanent, really, that you can cascade into also has a enter the battlefield effect. So, like, Up the Beanstalk draws you a card, but it also draws you cards when you cast spells that are 5 or greater, which is exactly what we're trying to do anyway. So, like, just things like that. Okay. Davriel. Interesting. This is a deck I really want to build, but I know it's just basically mono black good stuff, and essentially you want to do the -2, and I forget if there's like a combo with that, like you can do 2 of the -2s and you get some kind of combo, but essentially it doesn't change our game plan. We have 2 lands, no blue source, a Lotus Cobra. So, no, this ain't gonna cut it. We gotta mull this. This is better, but they're gonna have removal. So, we can Psych Rift their Davriel, set them back. I guess we keep. We don't really want to go down further than this. Drew a land, which is perfect. No reason to, well, I guess I could have shocked that in Elvish Mystic. That actually probably would have been better. But it's okay. Yeah, that was a dumb play by me. Okay. So next turn they can Davriel, right? So let's tempt them into not doing that.
If it's a deal you want.
Oh, okay, sure.
You seem ill.
Sounds good.
How tragic.
So we can. So now they can't -2. Okay. So let's just play our stuff out then. Next turn we have Imoti.
Let's make smart decisions, shall we?
Children. Oh, that's perfect card. Opponent is just an expert Magic player. Does that 3/3? We don't care if they -2 next turn because it is going to make Davriel cost more. So let's just pass. Hold up Cyclonic Rift. See if there's something we want to bounce. We don't really want to bounce Shieldred. Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize. Sure. Take your pick. Okay, makes sense. Okay, that's fine. That would be the card I would have discarded.
I have some.
So they're gonna -2. Now Davriel costs 6.
Trust me, you won't refuse my offer.
I didn't catch what the other thing was. They seeked this into their hand. Let's just do the Imoti thing. That's why we came here. Yep, that works. They could have some black board wipes, which would be a shame. Ah, gotcha. No blocks. That is a bummer. Treasure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we have a way to stop a board wipe from happening. Yep, Llanowar is definitely a problem. We have answers in our deck, but they're probably going to get exiled. Mind Flayer was one of them. Perfect. Yeah, we can't really take 10 a turn. See what they do here. Go. Wait, did we? Wait. Shit. We could have played this at 7, couldn't we? Can I put a Z? No, I can't undo it. Decline. Okay, we'll just select Cobra. Yeah, well. Is what it is. Yeah, that was dumb. Sure, I'll take an on-land card. Thank you. Resolve.
Evil. I'll side with whomever brews the best tea.
I'd much rather they play that than their commander. They're probably going to attack with Ulamog, which is fine. That's fine. You're about to be at 1 life, though. If we have any way of pumping our team, you're dead. Resolve.
Loneliness can hurt.
Oh, man. So if they play their commander, I guess I should play this, but if they play their commander and they target Imoti to try to get in the damage, we can positive heroes
no
it.
Need to moralize to me.
Gotta read the card.
I just want a good deal.
Nice. Yep, which means you can't attack. Okay, sure. Resolve. That works.
Oh, you don't want to mess
Pass.
with me.
Would you like to attack with Ulamog? No. Okay. Please something relevant.
Ooh, sorry.
Okay, Solemn works.
No, not really.
Oh, if they can't. Okay, wait, what does this say? Until your next turn, when an opponent attacks you and a planeswalker you control, they discard a card. If they can't, they sacrifice. So as long as we can discard a card, that doesn't matter. Okay, next. Wait, no. Because then we can't kill them, right? Then we can't kill them. Wait. Yeah. No, that doesn't work. Cancel attacks. We have to do this next turn. No attacks. End turn.
These are my terms and my price.
Why do they have command tower in their mono black deck? Wouldn't you rather have a swamp? Okay. Wait, what? Oh my god. However, depending on what they do, resolve. You can draw a card with Solemn. Resolve. Take action. Ooh. What could we get? Cyclonic Rift would really fuck them. Do we have enough mana for that? Oh, they're gonna make me discard it. Okay. Well, never mind. That would have been fun. Pass. Okay, so we have to activate this.
Struggling? Good.
Man, we just keep whiffing. So what, next turn, they can -3 and get in. Yeah. I mean, if I had drawn... what were my last draws? They were all lands or irrelevant spells. Yeah, I don't know about mic drop. You kind of got lucky, but GG. Yeah, we literally just drew like horrible cards 4 turns in a row. You know, what are you gonna do? We had Imoti on the field. They couldn't do anything about it. We literally couldn't draw anything to give us Cascade. That's how it is sometimes. We'll see what we get next. That is a cool deck, though. I mean, black is my favorite color, so I'm always down to lose to a mono black deck. A tally, okay. So this should be a good matchup. It's basically two decks kind of trying to do the same thing. One land. Tapped land, too. We get to go first. So, turn 2, Elf. Turn 3, Prosperous Innkeeper. Turn 4, Visionary. I mean, if we draw a land, this is a good hand. If we don't, this is awful. Yeah, let's just risk it. We get to go first. If we draw a land, this is great. Like literally just one land. Okay. Not really what we want, but that's okay. It's better than not a land. Right? It's better than not drawing a land. At least we have Visionary. If we draw another land, it's even better, because then we can Razor and Visionary. Opponent is essentially on the same game plan. We need blue sources, though. Okay. Awesome. That's a blue source. What is this again? Naga Druid. Naga? Sure. I guess we could have picked Druid because it's more universal, but... what do we do here? I think we Solemn for a blue source. Take action. Because we don't have a blue land right now. I mean, technically Cavern, but we don't want to be dependent on just Cavern. Ooh, last card was a land. Okay. Yeah, let's just do the thing. I think they have a tally next turn. This doesn't do anything. Wonderful. Decline for now. We kind of want it as a blocker, and we can draw a card when we need it as a blocker. Dinosaur, yeah. Play a tally. Hopefully they get a Mana Dork and not one of our awesome Time Warp, sure. Easy a tally. Whenever I play tally, I rip the worst cards. Whenever my opponents play a tally, they just do it. They just do the thing. So easy. We're gonna create a token with tally. To get the trigger again. What do they get? Radicast, pretty kid. Oh my goodness. But we're still in this. What this does. Sure. Okay. Seems good. Okay, they whiff. We'll use this as an opportunity to draw a card. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty decent. I don't think we can activate that right now, though. We only have 5 mana, which is just wonderful. That's really good. Okay. Man. How do we get out of this? We could get 2 forests and set up for next turn, and then we just have to survive and bounce all their stuff back to their hand. I guess. Okay. This is going to be a big turn for them. But Cyclonic Rift also is going to bounce our things that they steal from us back to our hand. So, if we survive... Yeah, Beanstalk, sure. I would love if they spent this turn setting up. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, now they can't transform a Tally. That was my main worry. Yes, play out all your stuff. So next turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we definitely have enough to do some Rift. Kogla is gonna fight something. Probably Imoti. Yep. Okay. Take action. Yeah. Attack all. Which right now is for 4, 11, 13. Stomper. So that can attack because we have enough lands. That would have been funny if they didn't have enough lands. I've played a Tally multiple times. I've never had turns this good. I'm just saying. It's really frustrating to watch. 4, 11. Sorry, it's late at night. 13, 15, 17, 22. Twenty-two. Survive. Now they gotta discard a bunch of stuff. Okay. Now they still have a bunch of lands, so this doesn't necessarily save us here, but take that. It definitely makes it so that they're not so far ahead, and we might be able to claw our way back. I would have loved to save that Balagad recovery for getting Cyclonic Rift back, but I just think we need the lands. I wonder if they'll forget to play a tally. Yep. One, two, three, four, five, six. I don't know if they already played a land this turn. If they didn't, then they can replay a tally. Nope. They're just going to play all their mana dorks, which is probably smart. But this is giving us an opening to get back in this game.
Let's kick this madness into high gear.
Are they going to have their thing fight our thing? Sure. I'm mainly sure about the life gain feature, so that's alright.
That's the sound of a stampede coming straight at ya.
I think we just do this. Ooh, we could steal their Atali. Yep, I think that's what we do. No attacks. Gotcha, and then they're gonna tally.
The only authority that I recognize is
Or
chaos.
Kog'Maw, one of the two. I would personally Kog'Maw, but they can't resist. What'd they get? Spark Double. My god, and last March of the Ants. I just can't take it with these Atali players. If they could hand pick the spells that they could rip, they would rip these kinds of spells. Yeah, easy draw 20. What's funny though is that they only have 2 mana, so they're gonna have to discard most of this. I don't know what just happened. They played something, I guess. Oh, they put any number of creature cards. Oh, I see. They put, yeah. Cool. I wish we had a card that could mill them out, because that'd be really funny. board with Luca. At this point, I'm just playing this out because I'm a good sport, not because I think we can win. Kill all my stuff. Yep. Just do it, man. Like, come on. Goodbye. Not a lot to analyze in that game. They just got really good spells off of Tally. They did have a good build though, where they were able to like copy a Tally to get extra ETBs. That's a cool way of doing it. I'd never seen that one that like created a token copy. Because in red it's hard to like bounce, or almost impossible in Gruul to bounce a creature. And since a Tally is an ETB, you generally don't get like double triggers, but copying it, like I'd never thought about that. So you could use like reflection of Kiki Jiki and stuff like that to copy and make token copies. That's a great way to get extra Tally triggers. But I think the main analysis from that last game was that we just didn't ramp as fast as they did, honestly. Because this deck is just as powerful as that deck if we ramp. So, you know, I kept a really risky hand. It ended up ramping fine, but it wasn't great. It was just like it worked out. It worked out from a 1-lander to eventually we had 4 lands and I think 7 mana or whatever. And I think we even got to cast Imoti first, but their Tally just hit such good cards. It is what it is. So I think the main takeaway from this you know, playing this deck is you really don't want to take risky hands. You just want to mull to hands that have lots of ramp. And because if you can get Imoti out on turn 4, you're basically like 90% chance you're going to win the game. If you get stalled and you have to cast Imoti on curve on like turn 5, 6, 7, you're probably going to lose. Now, not necessarily, but your chances of winning go way down, especially if you're playing the other top tier decks like a Tally, because they're gonna ramp out their big thing, you know, ahead of curve, and if you're behind, then you're just never gonna be able to catch back up. Even if you bounce their whole board back to their hand, it doesn't matter. They're just gonna replay, and like nothing ever happened. Otherwise, I think this is a really good build for the deck. I wish we got a chance to play this. This would have been really fun, but didn't come up. But yeah, a lot of these card slots are interchangeable, but I think this version is one of the better versions, where you're using things like Jewel Thief and Llanowar Visionary, which have ETBs. So even if, like, you know, when you play a Tally, you can, or not Tally, Imoti, you can only hit 4 or less spells. Well, at least you're hitting like a spell that ramps you, which is also like a Vigilant Trample 3/3. Or you're hitting a Llanowar Visionary, which taps for a mana but also draws you a card, you know. Or Reclamation Sage to get rid of their, you know, pesky enchantment or artifact. Or Stompers so that you get a land. Like, these all have ETBs. Your Uro, right? These all have ETBs up the beanstalk that progress your game plan, versus like putting in Into the North, which is a great ramp spell, but it's just a spell. I'd much rather have the ramp plus the body right? So that we fill up the board. Because in Simic colors, at least, that's the only way to deal with the opponent's board, is to have a bigger board. Of course, you have like River's Rebuke and Cyclonic Rift, but those are really the only two in your deck that can like affect your opponent's board, besides some of your fight creatures. So you just want to build a bigger board so they can't just attack through it. And Into the North, while it does ramp you, it's just a sorcery, so it doesn't affect the board state. So you want to have spells that affect the board state. The only spells that you can include that don't affect the board state that are okay are extra turn spells, because they give you another turn, right? And I would say, you know, if you build it this way, which is around creatures, then definitely include the Immortal Sun, because it turns off your opponent's planeswalkers. So if you're playing against the Prismatic Bridge and they're playing the planeswalker build, this turns off all their planeswalkers. They can't do anything about it. Plus it pumps your creatures, plus it makes them cost 1 less to cast, plus you draw an extra card each draw step. So this is and it triggers Imoti. So this is a great include, even though it doesn't quote unquote affect the board necessarily. It does. It pumps your creatures and turns off your opponent's game plan if they're playing a planeswalker build. So, and then we didn't get to it, but Omniscience, you know, self-explanatory. It doesn't affect the board, but it makes all your spells free. So hard to pass that up. Plus it triggers Imoti. Anyway, that's the build. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any suggestions of what to include in this deck, leave a comment below. Otherwise, I'm pretty happy with this build. I think I would maybe tweak 1 or 2 things, but otherwise this is a really good version of this deck. I know at least with all my hits, I'm going to get stuff that ETBs and does something to progress the game plan. So yeah, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Please subscribe, especially if you've been watching. Thanks again for watching all the way to the end. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.